Hello. Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? And uh, thank you for Excel Academy to give me an opportunity to today run a preview class on Power Query and Power BI. And today's topic that I will be covering with Excel Academy will be exploring Power BI desktops visual capability. Okay, exploring Power BI's desktop visual capability. So I'm going to share you what are the details of Power Query and also Power BI and how to do better in our day-to-day work. Okay, so let me share you my screen on this. 1 minute. Okay, as an introductory session for today, I'm introducing to you about Power BI and Power Query and its capability when it comes to visualization. Okay, so Power Query and Power BI both are business analytics services that delivers insights to enable fast informed decision of your data. Okay, so we might have a large chunk of data, and when we import these data to Power Query, and we will need to do some cleaning ups, some data analytics, how to set queries in your Power Query editor. So besides that, when you do this data transformation, you will able to analyze all the data visually and get to the point of where you need to act. You will understand how to visualize these data back to our Power BI. So by doing Power Query, first of all, when you have large data, you perform Power Query within Excel. Then you transform the entire clean data information to Power BI. So when you do this part, okay, we call this collaborative. Okay, we do collaborative of dashboards and interactive reports. Okay, then this is the software or Power BI where we were able to figure out how to come up with interactive dashboard from charts, maps, tables, as simple as slices and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how it looks like in coming examples. So in Power BI, these are things that will we will be doing. Okay, visualization allow data to represent in different ways. Okay, we will be able to see the relationship between data. Okay, that means how to connect, example, a country and also the population of a certain country. Okay, we will connect two different tables. Let's say the example that I'm going to show you in a while more will be about cookie sales, cookie sales throughout the certain countries, and how do we going to connect this to our Power BI. Okay, these are some examples and these are some output of our Power BI trainings will be. So if you look at this is HR dashboard training. Okay, so in HR dashboard training, we will able to see and navigate what is the service years, next retrenchment, male, female within your organization, due for promotion, or maybe we also can do distance from office. Okay, so this is how the visuals will take place. Okay, next, without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into Excel Power Query first. Okay, at least you will hands-on see what's in there. Then followed by I'll show you how to put in into Power BI. Okay, the data's into Power BI. So I have certain data to show to you. Okay. So usually what I do is my training will comprise of, say example, this Excel sheet with how to get into Power Query. And in Power Query, especially on this area, what I will do is I'll show you how to do data cleanups. So example of data cleanups that I have, from remove duplicate, adding index into the columns, fill blanks. Let's say you have blank data here, how to fill information within this blank data. Then I have remove special characters. So I'll teach my participant how to remove special characters within this data. So I'm going to jump into and show you some of basic examples of remove duplicate, then followed by, then I will show you how the real Power Query output will be. So to start this off, let's try this part. This is remove duplicate. So usually we can do it in our Excel itself. The problem is our Excel is limited to a certain step-by-step process. So what I will do is I will show you how to get into Power Query editor with just a click of it. Okay, so go to data, then we will have this from table range. So it will auto select for us, then it will get into Power Query editor. So once you're in Power Query editor, and this is how it looks like. Okay, Power Query editor is a back end of Excel. Okay, a back end of Excel. So when you have this back end of Excel, turn on Power Query editor, on your left side you will see all the tables will be populated. Okay, and your right side is the Power Query settings. And if you notice, the layout of a Power Query is way much different from our ordinary Excel. You don't see undo button at all. Okay, if you notice around, you don't see any undo button, but we have applied step on our right side. So whenever you applied a certain step in your Power Query editor, you just need to do step up in order for you to undo the steps that you have done. Okay, so say example, now let's start off with a simple example. Say this is your your data, and you wanted to remove duplicate. So I purposely have certain entries that's been duplicate. Say example, entry 101, 101 here, we have 102, and also we have 103. Okay, so in order for me to remove duplicate is to click on this. Okay, click on the column, click on remove rows. Under remove rows there is remove duplicate. So once you click this, you see here, there will be new step will be added into our added as applied step. Okay, once you are done this, we have to close and load to. And let's say I'm going to put this in our existing worksheet, say around here. Okay, a new Excel sheet will be added into our worksheet. So if you see from this data, Excel will remove the entire duplicate selections, example 101, 102, or 103. Okay, and it will populate into Power Query editor. Okay, our Power Query editor table, or not transform table. Okay, the best part of the Power Query is if you have additional data. Okay, and if you import this data into the existing the primary table, you go to the transform data and you paste it over and you refresh the transform data. Excel will transform, and they will remove the additional duplicate data and paste it over in our transform data. here on the right side. So from here onward, what we will be doing is all our cleanups, data cleanup. There's so too many of it. I can show you. So if you see all of this, remove special character, change letter case, okay, as simple as this as well. Okay, a letter case. So let me jump into a letter case. How to change letter case? Okay. Okay, let's say you have this is your table with info such as James, January, Michael Jackson, February, Dwayne Johnson, and the rest. So let's say if you want to transform or put it into a proper case, so you see you can do it here. Automatically changes. Okay, and if you want to add more columns, okay, you just let's start all over again. Let's see if you want to add columns, you can do this. Go to add column, format, cap, uppercase, okay, then follow by select the primary column, then you do capitalize each word. So it will transform as this. So from this original column, you get to see uppercase, you get to see capitalize each word. So in Power Query, we have this kind of solution where you can do a lot of data cleanups, methods of data cleanup, up to even, I can even show you one example of how to include Mr. and Mrs. to the sales rep. Okay, how to include Mr. and Mrs. to the sales rep. Say for example, we take this one example before we show you the entire work within our query. Now, say you got data that is comprised of like sales data, like similar to what you see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add salutation, Mr. and Miss, towards this thing. But before even you do that, please check who are the sales rep. So we have Laura Smith, Stacy Johnson. Okay, that means we need Miss for both of them. We have Mark Booth. We have Bob Martin. Okay. So if you look at it, there's repeated names. Laura Smith, Stacy Johnson, followed by Bob Martin, Mark Booth. So what we can do is, I'm going to show you how to include or how to add additional names towards our column. Okay, so let's get into Power Query editor. So go to data, click on from table range. Okay, so you will see this is the entire data for our sales representative. So we have sales reps name column here. Okay, what we need to do is, I'm going to show you how to do special condition to this particular column. So in Power Query editor, we have add column, add conditional column here. Can you see this? Add conditional column. So select this column called sales rep, go to add column. Under add column there is conditional column, click on it. So we're going to add Mr. and Miss. So I'm going to name this as just prefix, because later we're going to combine both prefix and also sales rep name. Okay, so we can set which column we want to change the values. Okay, operator, leave it as equals to. There are list of operators, we leave it as equals to. Value, Laura Smith. Make sure the spelling is correctly written down. Miss I'm going to type it out here. Miss with a space. Why with a space? Because my name must indicate Mr. or Miss with a space. Right? Going to add clause. Same thing. I'm going to do it for the next one will be Stacy with a EY. Stacy Johnson. Okay, and Miss with a space. And if you look at it, we have else also during in that particular add conditional column. We have else statement. So the else statement, I'm going to say Mr. with a space. Then once this condition is good to go, you click OK. So now what you see here, there is a new column added with Mr. and Miss. Okay, new column added with Mr. and Miss throughout this. So what's next? So we're going to merge these two columns to get the prefix to sit in the same in sales rep column. So what I'm going to do is select this both column, right click. You see here there's merge column. Click on merge column. I want it to be sales rep name. This is the column name. Of course, you can do this. You can have it space, but earlier I've already entered space. So I leave it blank. I get a sales rep name like this. Okay. So a new column has been formed here. So what I need to do is, once I'm done with this, I'm happy with this column, I just need to do some cleanup. Example, date. I just need a date. I do not need a time, because why? If you look at it, this time comes along with 12:0 a.m. all through. Okay, so I didn't need that kind of date time. So I just put it as date column, a proper date column. And once I'm happy with the output, I'm going to close and load to. This time I'm going to put it in on a new worksheet so that I can compare and show to you. Okay, a new worksheet. So now you see the name rep, sales rep's name has Miss and Mr. So in Power Query Editor, you were able to do this kind of performance. Okay, you do data cleanups, you put in values such as Mr. and Mrs. and so forth. So, and on your whatever Power Query that you have done, on your right side, you see here, you got table 2, table 4, and also this is the latest one we did for sales rep. Okay, so this is what I will cover during my Power Query training. Not only that, Power Query, not just that only. So I'm going to show you one of my ready build data for you. Okay, so this is supposed to be, it's a sales data. Okay, I'll show you this folder first. Okay, this is the sales data with year 2014, 15, and 16. So the output of the sales data is, you were able to see this. Say all my Excel will have date, product, revenue discount, net cost equivalent, country code, and number of units. So when you see number of units, there's no revenue. Notice or not, there's no revenue. But in order for me to do, you see, then you have then the main data file will have product, retail price, standard cost. So once I have the product and standard cost, my output from individual years, say 2014, 2014, 15, and 16, from sales that is collected from individual year and number of units sold, I will do the mathematics behind this Excel. Okay, what we will be doing is the next part is the most important part on Excel Power Query will be Power Pivot. Okay, so if you look at this is my transaction, all the three files 2014, 15, and 16 will be added, and I will able to create a column for revenue, cost of goods sold, and gross profit. So this column will be added in our data model. Okay, this model here you will able to learn how to do table to table connection. Now you see from an ordinary Excel, we are able to create table relationship. Table relationship. So we have country, we have product, we have date table. All these table can be connected to our primary table, where you have you can do revenue, you can do total cost of goods sold, gross profit, because of we have the net equivalent or net equivalent value. Okay, so you see here under this product table we have standard cost, retail price. So once you have these, you are able to do this formula. This is the formula. So the multiplication of retail price, transaction, and number of unit. Okay, revenue, discount, and number of unit. Okay, so what we're going to experience, what you're going to see out of this is actually we're going to do pivot table. So from the entire exercise, we will be our data will be output as power pivot. So this is back to our regular pivot table that we used to do in ordinary Excel or Excel Advanced. So see, all the data will be sit into this pivot table field here. So from date, from country, country code, product details, and stuff like that, I'm going to drag in example. Let's say I'm going to compare this with date. Okay, or I want month. Let's say I want to be month, so I just do a month setting. Okay, I get a month setting. I want to look into versus product. Okay, you can see product here. Then also you can drag in total revenue. Okay, so if you want the product to be on the column chart, it looks like this. Okay, so here if you also want to include this is total revenue. Okay, we do total revenue because we have already did a calculation. We can also drag our total cost. Okay, total cost versus gross profit. So from here, from this pivot table, what we can transform into, you can do our pivot chart. The most important part of this pivot will be slicer. So I'm going to include country code. Okay, country code, and I'm going to do say 8 columns, and my output going to be something like this. Okay, so if I click on any of the country, Zimbabwe, Argentina, Canada, so my output will look like this. So within this Power Query table, we can also perform average values, we can put in percentage, in running numbers and stuff like that. So these all are additional infos that we can include in our Power Query, not also forgetting our uh, pivot chart. Okay, pivot chart. So we can include our pivot chart. Of course, this pivot chart is more of total revenue, total cost of goods sold, and also total gross profit. Okay, but what we will do is during our training, okay, our live training, I will able to guide you part by part, that means step by step of all of this. I will give you a step by step note as well, so that at least when you are back home you will able to follow through in our for your future. Okay, follow through for your future. So this is part of Power Query that we have done. So in Power Query, we will be doing Power Query of data cleanups, we'll be doing Power Pivot, add to data model, and also its measure formula. Of course, measure formula, say example for this. Uh, so you will see the measure formulas here. So sample of measure formula will be sum of a transaction or revenue, sum of revenue. So total revenue, we'll do the measure formula. I'll guide you how to do some of our measure formula. So this is Power Query. Okay, this is Power Query. Come, I'll show you how to what I will be guiding you on Power BI. So for Power BI, I have a set of data. For example, this is James Chocolate Factory. Okay, this is a set of data. In this set of data, we can see list of countries, list of countries. Okay, what I will be doing is, you see, you don't see population. You don't see population. So usually what I will do is I will show my participant how to bring in population from Wikipedia itself. Okay, Wikipedia population by country and dependency. Okay, so I will show my participant how to do this, all of you. So we have list of uh, country versus population data from Wikipedia. Okay, so during my training, I will guide you. Let's say you want to bring in outside source. Okay, outside source. So from this outside source, say example, now you have country. Look at this table. I'm just going to show you this table. So country table, under, sorry, population table, then you see country column and number of population. So this population info is actually brought in from website. Okay, website. So during my training, not only website, we will be doing, if possible, we have another table, another CSV file, another, uh, of course, I don't want to touch Python. Python is already an advanced level of Power BI. So part of it, we will be doing this in our Power BI training. So let me show you. This is the original data. We have product, unit sold, revenue, per cookie, up to years. Okay, up to years. So this data, from this data, what we're going to transform, what we're going to look at, how will be our visuals. So most probably I will be touching on, say example, the first one will be sum of profit by year. Okay, sum of profit by year, quarter, month, okay, and day. So if you look at it, we will create valuable charts, valuable chart that looks good for this, including I will also show you how to put in maps. Okay, so now you see, you got two table. One table will be financial table. If I close this, another one more will be population, where we have country there. When you click on the map and you drag in country, you get this country. And of course you can include, I have created measures. Say example, these measures, this is unit sold year on year. Okay, unit sold year on year. So let's say you want to do number of units sold. You look at this map has been like a uh, colored icon here already. Okay, so this indicates, can you see, this indicates like a filter. This how slicer, or we call this tooltip, works. Okay, not only that, I also can include cart to indicate number of units sold. Okay, because of selection, let's put in a slicer so that we don't have confusion when it comes to okay, this is slicer with a slider. Okay, and also I want to include another slicer of country. So whenever I have this, say example, so it will point Canada. Okay, and let me clear this filter from here as well, because I think earlier we have cleared. Okay, so you see number of units sold is 1 million. So if I click Canada, I get to see the Canada. Okay, this is ordinary map. We have fill map. Okay, so example, if I don't want this, I want to see fill map, country by unit sold. So I get to see like this. So Canada, all of it, France, Canada, Germany, Mexico, and US. Okay, so in this filter you can add legends of, say you want to have show uh, units sold. Okay, you bring in, drag this tooltip to unit sold, then you can able to see what's happening. You see, it shows in all the colored country. Okay, so, and of course we can play around with a slicer. I will be guiding you on how to change the slicer setting so that it looks like this with a multiple selection on, so you get to see like this. Okay, one example I can show you on the spot will be, I want to create a measure. Okay, a new measure. Say you want to do average revenue. Okay, average revenue. Okay, and this is the formula for average revenue. So you just type average. This is how to create new what you call new measure within Power BI. Okay, so once you create a new measure, so I can show you, let's say I put up a new table. In this table, it will show you country, okay, average revenue by units sold. So the output is going to be something like this. Okay, let me zoom up the screen. So the output will look like this. So average revenue by unit sold. Okay, so this is how I'm going to train you on Power BI. Not only that, of course, there are a few things. Example, you learn how to do drill down, you learn how to do more visual, more colors and stuff like that. Okay, one of my reason training, this is the output of the reason training. So we did it together with a participant. So okay, so this is the, remember the HR output, HR data. So if I click service here, I get to see the output of this. So service here, one, job level, okay, what is the percentage. So if you look at it, will show us the indication of distance from home and things like that. Okay, so number of employees, these are fixed. So all of these, say example, I can show you my table for all my measures. I'll be guiding you from start from total employee. This is first one we will be doing. Then we follow by number of female, male employees. Then how many of them will be retrenched? How many of them are due for promotion? Then we will set all the percentage as well. Okay, we'll show. So if you look at this measure, these are the simple formulas for you to explore Power BI visualization. Okay, so these are areas that I will be conducting on from data cleaning in Power Query up to Power BI. Okay, so any questions, we can have a chat on this. Miss Rose, are you there? Yes, hello, Miss Rose. Yeah,
Yeah, hello. Okay.
yeah, I can hear
Thank
you
you.
well.
Hang on. Thank you, Mr. Ugesh, for your insightful presentation. We appreciate your expertise in sharing today's topics. To all our participants, thank you for being a part of today's learning hour. If you have any question, please feel free to ask them now. We'll give it a moment to collect any questions. Okay,
Okay,
Mr. Ugesh, we just
sure.
wait for a few minutes. No, no question. Yeah? Okay, looks like today we have no question. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you for engaging with the session. We hope you gain valuable insight from today topics. So as displayed on the screen right now, we have some upcoming public courses. For those interested, we have Microsoft Power BI courses scheduled for September 13 and 14, followed by intermediate and advanced level for Excel. Yeah. For more details or to register, please contact us and please follow our social media and get to know our upcoming programs. With that, we conclude today's session. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you, Mr. Ugesh.
Thank you, Miss Rose.
Yeah, goodbye.